Are you tired of getting ghosted in the chats consistently after follow up after follow up after follow up and you simply don't know why they're ghosting you? You might be extracting 500 or 1k dollars from them immediately after they come through into the chats and then they end up ghosting you and you're simply left there wondering why have they actually done that? Surely they spend a lot of money, surely they should stay, are they not bought into the model? And you're simply left there confused. So I have one simple solution for you that you are definitely or might not be implementing into your after process when things like that do happen. When they spend, when you're in relationship building maybe, or when you're having arguments with them. All these little reasons as to why they might be ghosting you in the aftermath. So I have prepared a document to really break down what you might be missing in the chats, and so you can implement this into your chats and teach this to your chatters today to fix fans from ghosting you consistently. Because at the end of the day, there is no point of having fans send you $500 in one shift, even 1k plus, and then they go. The goal overall of chats is to have consistent spends. You would rather have someone spend 1k every week than 1k in a single day. It's simple, right? It's self-explanatory. It's literally obvious, and that is what you are going for. So, I will break this down on the document I've prepared for you that I've taken out from my personal SOP that I use to my agency to this day to really make sure that the relationship is strengthened over a long period of time so that we get consistent spends overall. So, hope you enjoy, hope this helps, and let's get into it. Right, here I've got the document prepared for you. So, keyword for today, aftercare. Now, you might be asking, oh, why are you talking about aftercare? Isn't that like a relationship thing? Don't you do that after you have intimate moments with your girlfriend or it could be boyfriend even? Yes, that's exactly what I am talking about. Because the same concept applies in the chat, and I'm going to go into analogy about that in just a second. But the objective of aftercare is that you literally move the relationship forward and strengthen it. That's the whole point, right? You want to really be prioritizing relationship building rather than transactional spends. Because people buy emotionally. They don't buy transactionally. If it was transactionally, then that's why they end up ghosting, because they come on there, oh, today I feel like buying this PV. They buy it, and then they don't come back because they haven't actually built the relationship. I understand that there are going to be some fans that are just literally there for the content, but the majority of the fans are there for the relationship, and you need to understand that if you want to maintain a fan for a long, long time and get consistent spends and really maximize your LTV from that specific fan, their lifetime value, then you need to be ensuring that these after processes are being implemented. So they literally prevent a fan from ghosting. That is the entire goal, objective of aftercare. Now, what does this consist of? Let's say you've just sold $500 and he's quite bought in, blah, blah. You want to be very gentle, playful. After it happens, you want to really have a conversation, go into a conversation, talk about his interests, his hobbies, and really just have an engaging and meaningful conversation. And that way, you build a strong emotional connection. So, example phrases could be like, oh, how was it, babe? Something like that. Or, oh, my legs are still shaking. Have you cleaned up yet? You managed to keep up. You surprised me. And then once you say that, it's a little like it's like a playful tone, right? You want to build a playful tone rather than a negative tone, because if you come in and you're like, oh, it was okay, then they're going to think, oh, wow, she doesn't really care, whatever. Let me move on to the next creator. And then from there, you can just start having a conversation personalized to them. And this is why note taking is very important. Make sure you understand what their hobbies and interests are and start talking about it, Ask them how their day was. Ask them, oh, did you play football today? Or maybe even get into like a whole like secrets, what's your favorite secret? Just have like a really deep conversation. And what I found as well is going into pain points like, they might have been heartbroken before. You could go into that. For example, you just say like, I can't believe your girlfriend, your ex broke up with you. How could anyone do that to you? Go into that topic and they will really start to resonate with you once they're asking questions. You tell them about your experiences, and then that's how you build a very strong emotional connection. Now, about the analogy I was talking about earlier, girlfriend and boyfriend analogy. You want to really look at this through the lens of a relationship. For example, in a relationship, certain moments carry emotional weight. Arguments, vulnerable conversations, intense or intimate experiences. And when these happen, they're not simply over. You have to really continue it, because when both people are invested emotionally, what happens after is just as important. So you really need to take care of the moment. You know, that's why I talk about the aftercare, the care after the action happens. You know, it's not transactional. You need to look at it from an emotional standpoint, right? You need to be very gentle. You need to have conversations, and the whole idea is you need to plant the idea in their head that, oh wow, the model's not actually here just for my money. They're here for me. You know, she likes me. And that's where the fan experience comes from. The fan experience is so important, and this is exactly how you maximize it. So the entire concept of the girlfriend and boyfriend applies in the chats as well. So make sure that you remember this, and make sure you really treat them like a boyfriend, you know, like the fan. Well, it depends if the model is a girl or a guy. You need to treat them like a relationship. You need to treat the entire experiences like a relationship. And now, key points that you must remember as well is that, and this is how you really start the aftercare as well. So when you're selling, you need to know when to stop. Now, Joe, how am I meant to know when to stop? Like, shouldn't I just keep being salesy and should I just keep sending PV until it's fine? Well, the thing is, you can if you want them to ghost you, and if you want them to think that you're just there for your money. But you also need to understand that you need to read their tone. You know, are they still in the mood to keep talking in that sense of tone, or are they starting to stop so that you can actually have a conversation with them? You need to really recognize when they are done. Realistically, you know, when they finish, because the post clarity does hit them, and when they do think more logically, because that's what happens when they are finished, then they start to think, oh wow, she just sent me loads of PVs. Does she even care about me? So you need to know when to stop, because if you stop at the right time, then they're like, oh wow, so we had a good experience, and she stopped. When she stopped the thing, and wow, she cares about me. You need to be the one controlling the frame, controlling the motion, because when you control the motion, you control the entire relationship. You decide what happens, and that's how you start to control the fan to do what you want, essentially. So very important. And then once you do stop, keep the conversation going. The main goal is to actually keep the conversation going on to the next day. So even on to the next day, you just say to them, oh, I had such a good time yesterday. You know, I can't stop thinking about it. And make them really think that you are lingering onto that connection. Because when they think that, oh wow, she's really likes me, then they'll start to like you as well. You know, like interaction, and then everyone just, you know, it's very lovey-dovey and it's nice. And they feel very valid. They feel very validated as well from that. And number 3, of course, read that energy like I just explained. Everything must feel natural. Pay attention to the energy. And you could even ask them like, oh, baby, do you still want to go? Are you still okay? You know, ask them midway as well. Like, ask them midway, are you okay? Make sure that they actually feel comfortable to keep going. And yeah, that is the entire aftercare process. So you can honestly get this implemented into your chats today. You can start training your chatters to really do this and implement this, because honestly, it is so important to actually drive consistent spends and make sure that the fans don't ghost you. If you made this far, thank you for watching. Honestly, it's a good video. I'm enjoying making this. And if you want this document as well, so that you remember exactly how to do this, just comment down below aftercare, and I'll send you my exact SOP for the aftercare. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching.